Hi, my name is BC Hoffman, and we have just made our blowtorch bell pepper and blowtorch corn soup, and we are now moving on to dish number 2 with blowtorches. We're doing our amazing and delicious torched forbidden fruit salad. This is something super simple and easy, and at the same time just looks really pretty on a plate. It's a great presentation, and that's really all this dish is about, is the presentation. You can do this without torching it at home if you'd like, but I highly suggest at least torching 2 of the items on this. So all you need is watermelon, and what you're gonna basically do is do thin slices, and then you're gonna take a cookie cutter and just make nice rounds that are almost the same size as your tomato. You're gonna slice your tomato. I've got 2 tomatoes here sliced up, and I have some basil. I'm gonna teach you viewers at home how to chiffonade. And I also have bell pepper, nice rings, about the same size as your tomato and your watermelon. And we've got a little bit of mixed greens. You can use anything you want as our base. And then we're gonna put a nice heaping of ricotta cheese and also the goat cheese. The goat cheese is just a nice addition, but the ricotta cheese is a creaminess, and at the same time, it's gonna also be what's gonna stick everything together. Both of these cheeses are great for that, and we're gonna melt them in between. Let's get our dressing going. Now we're just gonna make a simple, quick, and easy balsamic. I don't need to emulsify this, so I'm not gonna add any egg yolk. I'm not gonna add any mustard. I'm literally just gonna take, let's say roughly, we're gonna eye this right here. We're gonna take about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'd say about an 8 count that you're gonna do, 6 to 8 count on the olive oil. And then we've got about 2 tablespoons of our balsamic. We're gonna throw that right in there. So you're just gonna take a little salt, a little pepper, and a little sugar. I would say about a pinch of the pepper, 2 pinches of salt, 3 teaspoons of sugar. And we're just gonna put that in our mason jar. You can totally use a whisk and a bowl, but this is so much quicker and easier. And give this a quick shake. And again, before you actually drizzle it on top of the salad, you're gonna totally use this again, the shaking method. And then you've got your dressing right there. And we are ready to start with the salad. Now, we're gonna kind of torch everything because this is a blowtorch dish, and well, everything tastes better with fire. So we're gonna take our watermelon and we're gonna just liberally put on a little salt and a little sugar on just one side of it. Tomato, we're gonna do basically the same thing. So get your sheet pans. Again, another good thing to do if you are doing this at home, guys, is make sure that you have a wet rag. I've got one right here. Just in the event that there is a fire, that you can use the wet rag or damp cloth, or of course, fire safety number 1, boys and girls. Make sure that you have a fire extinguisher on hand just in case things go out of control. Got my bell pepper. I'm gonna do the same thing with the bell pepper. Just put on in row form right there. All this stuff is getting torched. So again, watermelon, put a nice coating of sugar. You're gonna brulee this. A nice technique and trick to use when you're bruleeing, you're gonna give it 2 quick passes. So the first one is literally just to melt the sugars, and the second one is actually to brown the sugars ever so slightly. You don't wanna go for a burnt top, because that's gonna end up giving it a bitterness. You don't want the bitterness, you just want the sugar coming out. Okay, so I've just added a little salt and sugar to my watermelon and my tomato slices. I'm ready to torch these bad boys. It's gonna add a nice texture, it's gonna give it a nice caramelization, and it's gonna give it a nice crispness almost when you brulee these bad boys right here. So it's gonna be perfect for you viewers at home who are making this. Now I could totally go with this monster again, and honestly, this monster can be used on anything, and I would totally do it because it looks that much cooler. But I'm gonna just tone it down for you guys at home because not everyone is gonna get one of these, even though this is easier to use and get access to. Peppers we didn't do anything to. If you want, you can drizzle a little olive oil on top. So we'll do that, actually. Just for the peppers. Everything else is just going salt and sugar. And then we're gonna throw on our gas. Love that noise. And hit that switch. It's time to brulee. So again, just a quick pass. and you totally have full control of that heat. Okay, so we have just finished torching our tomatoes, our watermelon, and our bell peppers. Now, for you viewers at home, tomatoes don't take very long torching them. You don't want ragu on your actual salad. The watermelon takes a little bit longer, and the bell pepper takes no time at all. You're just going for color. So we are pretty much ready to plate. So we're just gonna take our plate, throw it down. We're gonna get our base of mixed greens. Again, you can use any mixed greens you want. And then we're gonna take a nice spoonful of our ricotta, throw that down. Again, that base is just so it sticks. And let's give that a little quick torch. Oh, melting cheese. And then I'm gonna throw one slice of the watermelon. I would go with a thicker one that you have cut right here. So that way it's a nice base for your entire salad. The key on this is you want a better base because this is gonna be a stacked salad, meaning it's gonna have layers to it and it's gonna kind of go up like the Tower of Pisa, except you don't want it to be leaning. I'm now gonna go with my goat cheese. Now you can totally get the goat cheese like this in a form where it's already basically in a nice round. And we're gonna just take it, throw a glob on top. Again, each layer that has cheese, and each layer is gonna have cheese, you're gonna give a quick touch with the torch. Oh yeah. Now I'm gonna throw on my tomato. Now I'm ready for a little ricotta. Ricotta. Throw that up. Again, torch it. This is just gonna be added flavor, and it's totally what you're making at home. I like this because this works for those who don't want any meat in their diet. And I am ready to go on back to layer number 1, which was our watermelon. I would say you want to get about, at the bare minimum, 2 layers of each fruit / vegetable in there. Almost completely done. We're gonna add our tomato top. That's right, you save the top of your tomato. It's gonna go right there. So a chiffonade cut is a thin strip / ribbon cut that you're just gonna use for any leafy vegetable. So whether you're doing it with spinach or basil in this case, you're gonna literally take each leaf, put one leaf down, put them all on top of each other, and do a tight, quick roll and give it a quick chop. That is chiffonade, so it will look like that when you are done. And we're just gonna sprinkle that around our plate. And lastly, our dressing for a quick drizzle. Shake again, and then give it a quick drizzle again, right over top of your torched forbidden fruit salad. Your torched forbidden fruit salad ready for us to eat at home and here on set. So let's give this bad boy a try. And the question you're asking yourself is, oh, where do I go in at? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just cut into that bad boy. Eat hearty. The watermelon, the tomato, the bell pepper, the creaminess of that cheese. It's kind of like a souped up grilled cheese salad. It's so good, and at the same time, the watermelon just is that much sweeter. The tomato is almost like a stewed effect in a way. The bell pepper adds a little bit of crispness and texture, and at the same time, a beautiful color. You can't go wrong with basil, you can't go wrong with goat cheese, and you can't go wrong with balsamic. Only thing I would say is add Canadian bacon at home or pork belly. But if you're going without any, you can totally do that. And again, you can totally cook anything with a torch, even salad. My name is BC Hoffman, done with the blowtorch on Food Deconstructed.